Well, this is clearly the world's most consequential bilateral relationship. It is the 21st century's most important bilateral relationship, and its future trajectory is going to have an impact, as it is already doing, on global politics, the global economy, global geopolitics. So really, this is a critical relationship to get right and to stabilize. Now, the relationship itself has plunged to one of its lowest point in years. And although the tensions between the two countries and several disputes and disagreements, as well as the tech war that is raging right now continues, efforts are being made, even as we speak, by officials of both countries to try to lower the temperature and to stabilize this relationship. Now, how effective these efforts will be, I think only time will tell, because so far we have seen last month, for example, America's CIA chief go to Beijing to try to keep the channel of communication open. We are also hearing that US Secretary of State Blinken is expected to visit China. He should have really gone in February, but that visit got cancelled because tensions had reached another record high. So I think we have to wait and see whether these efforts will bear fruit or not, because right now the fundamental differences between the two are so vast that it's going to be a big challenge to try to bridge these differences. Well, as you know, Europe's largest trading partner happens to be China. So although the United States is embarked on a strategy which itself describes as one of outcompeting China, China, of course, views this strategy as one aimed at China's containment and an effort to check China's rise. But however you may describe whatever is going on between the two countries, I think the key is that although the interdependence between the United States and China remains considerable, the United States feels insecure about China's rise and therefore has been seeking to drum up support and mobilize support amongst its European allies, as well as, of course, countries in Asia, to limit their relations with China, whether those are trade relations or they are diplomatic, political relations. China, on the other hand, I think what we've seen under President Xi Jinping is a much more assertive China. This is a China that's not going to be, just lying back and taking what it describes as bullying by Western countries. So China's assertiveness also is now, it's part of the dynamic now in the relationship between these two countries. Now, as far as the war in Ukraine is concerned, although China has been supportive of Russia, but it is uncomfortable with the continuation of this conflict. And it has conveyed its reservations and misgivings to Russian officials quite openly, which is very unusual for the Chinese. So I don't think China would wish for this conflict to continue. But at the same time, as we know, this seems to have become a war without end. It just seems to be carrying on and on. And it is having a really adverse impact on the global economy. Well, I think what is clear is that the world today is, in some respects, I wouldn't say it's bipolar, but there are two global powers in the world, and there is intense competition between them. But what we have seen in recent years is that the Chinese have managed to expand trade relations with just about every region of the world, whether it's Asia, whether it's Europe, whether it's Latin America, and whether it's Africa. We see the Chinese economy, Chinese business, very, very active, and therefore being able to cement very close trading relationships with countries across the world. The United States, on the other hand, I think has been, in a sense, so internally focused, during the Trump years, They were focused more on themselves than internationally, and Trump's foreign policy itself, I think, had alienated so many countries across the world. So, there was the legacy that the Biden administration inherited from those years of disruption, I would say, where the Chinese were making progress, they were making advances, but the Americans now are basically trying to play catch up.